drawing on his background as a translator and intelligence operative during the Vietnam War. American writer Robert Olen Butler released a short story collection about refugees from that conflict in 1992. Named after one of its pieces, A Good Scent from a Strange Mountain earned the Pulitzer Prize for fiction. After the 1975 fall of Saigon, over 3 million people fled Vietnam, with roughly half eventually resettling in the United States. Unable to return to a homeland reshaped by communist rule and hostile to escapees, these refugees encountered alien surroundings and uncertain futures. Butler captures the wide array of challenges they endure in a new world. Every story is told in first person, each narrated by a different Vietnamese immigrant living in Louisiana and linked by themes of cultural collision, maintaining identity and navigating assimilation. In Open Arms, the setting is still wartime. A Vietnamese interpreter working with Australian forces recounts the fate of Ten, a one-time communist who defects after his family is slaughtered. When Australian troops bring him to an X-rated film, Ten is repulsed. Ultimately, he kills a soldier and then himself. The narrator believes Ten was torn between disgust at the pornography and the painful reminder of his desire for his dead wife. In Mr. Green, the title refers to a parrot once owned by the narrator's grandfather. She explains how she learned the sacred role of ancestor worship and that, as a woman in a patriarchal culture, she will never be allowed to carry on the ritual. At first, she lovingly brings Mr. Green with her to America, but she eventually kills the bird, symbolically rejecting the misogyny of Vietnamese Confucian tradition and embracing self-worth shaped by the sexual revolution and second-wave feminism. The trip back follows Kansas, a young husband whose wife is delighted that her grandfather has finally been able to immigrate. But when Kansas retrieves him at the airport, he is heartbroken to discover the old man suffers from severe dementia. He remembers childhood scenes but cannot even recall his own granddaughter. Kansas fears that he too might one day lose all memory of his life. Fairy tale pokes fun at the rags to riches immigrant trope. Miss Noy, a sex worker, weds an American soldier and moves to the U.S. only to find the lifestyle suffocating. She leaves him and resumes her work in the clubs where she later meets another Vietnam veteran, marries him, and finally experiences the happy ending she was promised. Cricket centers on Thianu, now calling himself Ted, who struggles to adapt to Louisiana and to relate to his thoroughly American son Bill. Eager to offer Bill a piece of his heritage, Ted tries to teach him a beloved childhood pastime, staging battles between live crickets. But language gaps and emotional distance prove insurmountable. Bill has no interest in crickets and Ted must abandon the attempt. Letters from My Father is told by a biracial girl raised in Vietnam without her American father. After she and her mother are permitted to enter the U.S., she finds it difficult to bond with a man she has known only through pictures. When she discovers the passionate, eloquent letters he wrote to the government on her behalf, she finally recognizes the depth of his love within his furious pleas for her arrival. In Love, a former Vietnamese spy recalls how he once exploited his ties to U.S. forces to order missile strikes on homes of men whom he suspected of pursuing his wife. After immigrating, he seeks out a voodoo practitioner to curse a man he believes is now involved with her. Preparation follows an elderly woman as she performs pre-funeral rites for her dearest friend's body. While tending to the corpse, she envies the woman's thick, beautiful hair, a feature she has envied since their girlhood days in Saigon. Mid-Autumn and In the Clearing explore the transmission of folklore between generations. In the former, an expectant mother tells her unborn child a tale of an emperor who finds joy on the moon. In the latter, a father expresses remorse to his son for having been forced to leave their family behind in Vietnam. A ghost story recounts the legend of Miss Lin, a ghost who saves men only to consume them later. The narrator insists the tale is true. He himself has been spared by her, yet believes he has been spiritually eaten by the ghost of Vietnam, rendered a spectral outsider in America. Snow introduces Jiao, a waitress who finds unexpected connection with a Jewish man waiting for takeout. They discover they share a fear of snow and enough other similarities to go on a date. In Relic, the narrator, frustrated by the close-knit Vietnamese community, longs to break away and succeed as a businessman on American terms. But memories of the family he left behind, his wife and children still in Vietnam, continue to haunt him and complicate his desire to assimilate. The American couple, lengthy enough to qualify as a novella, follows Gabrielle and Vin on a Mexican vacation where they encounter Frank and Eileen, an American pair. Frank and Vin quickly become subtly hostile, each challenging the other's experiences as soldiers in Vietnam. Gabrielle, left ignorant of her husband's past, observes the tension from a bewildered distance. The title story, A Good Scent from a Strange Mountain, selected for the Best American Short Stories 1992, is narrated by Dow, a dying elderly man. He reflects on how many different lives have been damaged by Vietnam's history. His son-in-law and grandson have committed murder over political loyalties. His daughter strives to preserve her culture, and Ho Chi Minh, a figure Dow once knew as a young man, now wanders as a restless spirit. As Dow nears death, he considers his approach to survival, staying as peaceful and uninvolved as he could. In Salem, a Vietnamese sniper assassinates American troops and steals anything that might help identify them. Inside a pack of Salem cigarettes taken from one corpse, he finds a photograph of the dead soldier's wife. Missing is the only story told by an American voice, a soldier who remained in Vietnam to live with the woman he loves. Now they share a child in a rural village. When someone shows him a U.S. newspaper declaring certain soldiers missing, he recognizes his own face among the list. To him, the suggestion that he should return to America feels absurd. "I'm not missing. I'm here," he insists. The village is where he truly belongs. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.